In this video, we're gonna be talking about 10 different problems or challenges you might face as you start your trucking business. Some of these are things I have faced, and some of these are things that I already knew how to overcome, but these are things that you might face as you become an owner-operator. Yo, what's up guys? Felix from Giant Lifestyle. So in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you 10 different problems or challenges that you might face as you start your trucking business. Now, before we get into today's video, go ahead and check down below in the description for my giveaway details. Once I hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm gonna be giving away $100 to 5 different people. So make sure you not only enter the giveaway, but you subscribe with post notifications on. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So number one is paperwork and LLC. The first thing you want to do when you establish any business, whether it's trucking, cleaning, or real estate, is you want to set up your legal entity. Now, a lot of people just skip that process and want to just instantly get to the money. But if you don't actually set yourself up legally, get yourself a business phone, a business website, and set everything up in the back end to not only look professional, but then to actually be professional, especially when tax time comes, you could basically just kind of screw yourself. Not to mention, if you don't have an LLC, you could be missing out on so many things such as business credit and business and tax advantages. So go ahead, and whether you need advice from somebody who's in the trucking business or you may be a trucker in your local area, find out which is the best strategy for your particular business and your strategy, but make sure you get set up legally, because you don't want to just be running around doing this business half-assed. Make sure you either go with an LLC or a self-corporation, however it is, make sure you actually get set up legally so you're not just taking this as a hobby. You're really doing this for a business. You're really setting this up for a financial freedom strategy. Similar to number two is actually taxes. So like I said, everybody just wants to run to the money, but you need to actually set up your team legally. In your trucking business, you should always have a few different people on your team. Not only an accountant, but also a CPA, also a mobile mechanic. Always have different people on your team. You are not an army. There is no I in team. You need different people who can handle different strategies of your business, because there are things in the front end, like you actually going out there and driving or hiring a driver, but there are things in the back end that a lot of people don't see. So make sure you are set up, like I said, legally. Do your research on the laws of your state. Know what's going to come on all parts of the business. What kind of corporation should you start? What kind of taxes do you actually have to pay? How much in taxes? What is a deduction? What is not a deduction? So make sure you have somebody really strong in your corner, and then make sure you can trust them, because there's a lot of people out here who are either doing bad business when it comes to taxes. Everybody on your team should really kind of be a referral. And if it's not a referral, try not to go in blind to a business relationship. Look for a mentor, see who they use as taxes, but just going in blind is pretty risky, and personally, I wouldn't suggest it. Number three is what I speak to people about all the time. They have no idea what kind of truck they actually want to buy and what regulations come with each truck. So people might say, for my truck, that I don't need a CDL, but for the amount of weight that my truck actually weighs, I actually do need a CDL. So it's good to realize and come up with a strategy as far as what kind of truck are you going to get. Are you going to get a van? Are you going to get a box truck? Are you going to get a semi? There's so many different ways that you can really freak it, but you really just need to come up with a strategy and then a game plan as far as what are you going to do. Do you want to get your CDL? There's pros and cons to both. Can you make money with a van? Yes. Are you losing potential money with a van? Yes. Could you make better money with a box truck? Yes. Could you make more money with a semi? So there's so many different ways you could take it, but just pick one strategy and just run with it. Don't try and do too many things. Don't have your eyes on too many different prizes. Just focus. Follow one course until successful. It's something that really held me back for so long when I first got started in business, is I had my eyes focused on so many different lanes. And when I just picked one and just followed through with it until it was successful, that's when I really started to succeed and I really started to build momentum. And when you build momentum in any business, let alone the trucking business, that's when you get so many more opportunity, dedicated routes. There's just so much room to grow that you have to come up with a strategy. What kind of box, what kind of truck are you going to actually buy? And what is your strategy with that truck? Number four is finding contracts and lanes. People tell me all the time, yo, Felix, I bought my truck 2-3 months ago and it's just sitting. That is the complete opposite of having a trucking business. As soon as you get that truck, you need to have it running. There's literally no point of buying this brand new truck or a used truck, whichever you might go with, and just having it sitting. There's so many ways that you can actually find contracts and lanes, but in all honesty, you have to get out there, you have to hustle, and you have to network. So my business partner actually knew a guy in our local area who was basically doing these runs for this warehouse or a cleaning warehouse. And to go to a South Jersey town or to go to Brooklyn basically pays between $400 and $500 for the day. And basically we never would have had that if we just weren't networking with other people doing this business. This guy has like 3 to 4 box trucks. He's in our local area. He has helpers on all of his box trucks, and he literally just does one route, one company, one route, one contract. It's a dedicated route 5 days a week. So just go out there and find other people, see what they're doing, get connected with a dispatcher. If you guys want access to the dispatcher I use, she's pretty good. She gets routes in all different areas, and then she schools you on a lot of trucking stuff. So me personally, I'm always learning. I'm not a master in the trucking business. I got involved in the trucking business from my business partner that I have now that I do real estate with, and he was a little bit more seasoned in the game, so I'm still learning. So having somebody that can not only get you lanes to run, but can also kind of school you on the game is really good and really effective, and it's gonna help you grow in all aspects of your business. Number 5 is, what are the regulations in order to drive inside of your state? Now here in New Jersey and New York, in order to even go into New York, there's certain permits and certifications that you actually need. So depending on where you're located inside the states, make sure you do your research, like I said, in number 1, as far as getting all your paperwork in line, because you don't want to have a load in your truck and then maybe the cops pull you over. There's just so many things that can go wrong. Now, while the trucking money is good, I have said that that is kind of one of the biggest factors that you should keep in mind when it comes to the trucking business, because there are just so many variables that can go wrong. But if you're able to dodge them more often than they actually hit you, then it's a very profitable business. But make sure you know that you're playing the game legally and safe. You don't want to get pulled over and they take the van, or there's not a certain certification on your truck, a certain sticker, because just off that one thing, you could literally lose thousands of dollars, and then even worse, you could lose the relationship. So maybe they'll let a load slide, but like I say in all my other videos, that the relationship is so much more important than the money. So make sure that you do your part to get your truck fully verified and with everything, all your T's crossed and all your I's dotted, so you don't have the potential chance to get your all your cargo or everything in your truck, van, whatever it is, taken because you don't have the right things in order. So the next one goes back to what I said when you have to figure out what kind of truck you actually want to buy. Do you just want to buy a van? Because if you just want to buy a van, you don't need a CDL. Now, if you want to buy a box truck, you have to keep in mind how much the box truck weighs, because once it's over a certain amount of pounds, you actually do need your CDL. So mine is actually over the set amount that requires a CDL in New Jersey. So now I don't have my CDL yet, but I do plan to get it. But primarily the truck has been driven by our driver who has a CDL. So make sure you either are in the works to get your CDL, or you're just gonna get a truck that doesn't require a CDL. You don't want to get a truck and then not be able to get a CDL, especially with what's going on where all the DMVs are closed. And getting a CDL nowadays might really slow you down. And if you don't have a CDL license and your truck requires a CDL license, you won't be able to get insured. So before you actually go ahead and buy your truck, make sure you know whether you need a CDL, or make sure you already have a CDL, or make sure you have a driver that has a CDL that will allow you to get insured. Now the next thing is so overlooked because people think that they know everything. And like I say, as soon as you think you know everything, you actually know nothing. So like I said, go to truck stops, go to trucking groups, go to trucking events, join Facebook groups, but find somebody that you can learn from. Find someone who can mentor you, find someone that can guide you. In my real estate business, in every single business that I do, I have a mentor. So find somebody that can really point you into the right direction. And then what I've noticed, especially with people who are more successful than you, is they like to give the game up. There's nothing I like more than when I talk to somebody who's hungry and wants success. Now, when you talk to somebody who kind of just wants handouts, it's real boring to talk to them. But when you find somebody who's hungry and wants success, people like that who are already successful love to give the game up and to train like a young Padawan. So find somebody who's seasoned in the game. Find somebody who can plug you in, can help you kind of avoid the potholes both on the road and off the road as far as legal things and expenses and taxes, and find a mentor, because there's just so many things that you could face. And if you don't know, you don't know. So go out there, find a mentor. You don't know everything. There's always ways to improve and learn, and then you never know who knows who. So get a mentor, find somebody who can help you grow in the business, find someone who can help you advance, and then there's always room for collaboration. People are quick to think they could do everything, and there's really no way to become, super successful if you don't have a team. You can never fully delegate and automate a business without having other people help you. So go out there, find yourself a mentor, and really maximize your potential. Now, the 8th thing is actually having the startup money to start your trucking business. Now, a lot of people come to me and say, hey, Felix, I got $1,000. What is the first thing that I actually should start with my trucking business? And in all honesty, I say you should have between $5,000 and $15,000 with your trucking business. Now, you might think that that's a lot, but in all honesty, like I said, there's just so many things to go wrong. Now, while the trucking money is some good money, we can all agree, there really is so many things that can go wrong. So you don't want to be starting this business on like a shoestring budget. You want to have a little bit of change. So if you really have only like $500 to $1,000, I would say go in the description below and check out some of my other playlists where I talk about other businesses that can actually help you get your money up. Because like I said, you don't want to bootstrap the trucking business, because in all honesty, unless your credit is A1, even then starting with $1,000 is really just going to be too tight. I had a dude on my YouTube channel actually hit me up and was like, hey, I got $1,000. He might have said a little bit more, and he was asking about the trucking business, and I actually referred him to my videos where he built a business flipping diabetic or medical commodities, and from there he was actually able to start his trucking business with a little bit more leverage and cash flow. Because even in real estate, you don't want to get involved in a real estate deal where your money is literally as tight as a string, because there's just so many things that can go wrong. And if you're not liquid and have the cash flow to sustain it and to be able to fix the situation or problem, you're actually going to run into a huge problem that you might not be able to get yourself out of. So make sure you have the cash flow there. Make sure you have between 5 and 15, if not more, when first starting your trucking business, because there are expenses and there are things to actually get this up and going. Now let's talk insurance. Now, insurance on a box truck, depending on a van or a semi, I can't really say, but I know for a box truck, you're gonna be looking around $1,000 a month. Now, the down payment for the insurance could run you between $2,000 and $5,000 depending on your driving history. But just know, like I said in the previous one, you need some money to actually front this and get it going. Like I said, the paperwork, the truck, the insurance, all of that alone could run you $5,000 to $10,000. And then you might need a CDL driver to actually insure the truck. So make sure you actually have some money to start the insurance, the down payment, and then the monthly payment to keep everything alive and going. Now, number 10 is the most important, and that's to figure out whether you're gonna drive the truck yourself or you're actually going to outsource it. So if you're gonna outsource it, you are gonna make less money. If I were to actually sit in my truck and drive it every day, then I can make way more money. But how I have my game plan set out for this business is I'd rather do less and less and make more and more. So if I can get one truck that basically makes me $1,000 a month after myself and my partners take out for all expenses and then divvy up the profit, if I can make $1,000 a month profit per truck and I get 3 to 4 trucks by the end of the year, then that's a good cash flow. This isn't my only business. Like I said in this video and other videos, if you've seen my channel, I have a bunch of different businesses. I do this, credit, real estate, medical commodities, so many things. So this is just an extra cash flow. But if I were to drive the truck, then 100% I would make more money. But you just need to figure out whether you're gonna drive the truck and make this your full-time thing, or if you're really looking to make this a passive income stream where you're just generating a cash flow from it every single month. But in the end, if I can make $1,000 a month per truck, to me, that's good. If I could fully automate it and step away from the business and then get involved in more real estate deals, more properties, more cash flow, then in the end, it's a win. But it all comes down to you and your game plan as far as what you wanna do. So there you have it. Those are 10 different things to think about when first starting your trucking business and becoming an owner operator. There is so much potential with the trucking business, and it's just really exciting because more trucks you get, more money you make, and there's just such demand for trucks on the road, especially with this whole pandemic. Now, if you guys want to see more trucking videos, you can check out my playlist in the description below, where there's also my rules to enter in my $500 cash giveaway. If you want to check out any of my other videos or access to my dispatcher or my training, which I show you how I built my trucking business A to Z, you can check the description below for that as well. I appreciate everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.